What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Authorities are rushing to clear the road that connects the north and east of the country after a landslide hit late Wednesday night, which is expected to see increased traffic in the lead up to the Lunar New Year holiday. Leslie Liao has the details.
Completely crushed. That's the only way to describe this portion of highway on Taiwan's east coast after a landslide fell here late Wednesday night. A roughly 25-meter area is covered in rocks and debris. Luckily, no one was hurt. Still, this is bad news. This stretch of highway is part of the vital artery between northern and eastern Taiwan. Even worse, this crucial thoroughfare was severed just a week before the busy Lunar New Year holiday. And people in Taiwan love to go to the East Coast for their breaks. But the problems here go beyond ruining vacations. There's also logistical concerns. Trucks carrying food and supplies can't get to where they need to go.
我来的时候前面半小时就瘫了，然后警察就叫我不要过去，我就在那边，我就是第一台啊。
只有一条路，就是从那个南回。对，南回要差不多12个小时。
Taiwan's railway authority has stepped in to help. Trains down the east coast are still operational. They have also increased the frequency of train services to assist the movement of goods and vehicles.
启动这个苏国北运的机制，也就是卡车上平车的。
The rock slide happened around the 159-kilometer mark of Taiwan's provincial Highway 9. There are a couple of alternate routes that cut in and out of Taiwan's mountains, but bigger vehicles can only circle around the west side of the island as a detour. That can double or in some cases triple travel time. A primary reason infrastructure in this part of Taiwan is so limited is because of treacherous terrain. Eastern Taiwan is full of cliffs that have steep drop-offs, so building roads here is difficult. And volatile weather combined with rough geography means traffic halting landslides are relatively common. Highway authorities are rushing to clear the debris. They're aiming to resume traffic by January 15th. But with a busy travel season coming up, the race is on to get things moving again. Damon Lin and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwanese chip manufacturing giant TSMC made record profits in the fourth quarter of 2022. The world's most valuable chip maker posted net profits of 295.9 billion Taiwan dollars, or around 9.7 billion US dollars. That's a forecast-beating 78% jump compared to the same period last year. The revenue was mainly driven by TSMC's most advanced chips of 7 nanometers or lower. The smaller the nanometer, the more advanced the semiconductor. But the company did signal a warning as it expects the weaker demand would trigger a downturn in the industry this year.
For the full year of 2023, we forecast the semiconductor market, excluding memory, to decline approximately 4%, while foundry industry is forecast to decline 3%.
To find out more about TSMC's latest results and the implications for Taiwan's economy, our reporter James Chater spoke to Gary In, an economist with Natixis Research based in Hong Kong.
What are the key takeaways from TSMC's latest data, and what are the implications for Taiwan's wider chip industry?
I think the outlook is indeed not that optimistic, simply because I think there is indeed a expectation of a falling revenue in the coming quarter, which is the first time since the first quarter of 2020 after this massive boom of TSMC. So I think all of it points to this weakening demand on a global level, that consumers are not buying as many electronics products as before because of this high interest rate, and this high interest rate is likely to stay elevated for a while. So for the chip industry, it will need to brace for at least another 6 months of the downturn of the tech cycle, as more consumers deter from buying more electronics products, and corporate will cut their export orders because they want to use the inventory first.
TSMC is expecting this downturn over the course of 2023, and this comes as Taiwan's posting weaker export data and chips essential to that as well. What does this all mean for Taiwan's economy writ large over the course of 2023, do you think?
it means that in the next 1 or 2 quarters, definitely there's quite severe headwind in the electronic sector, which is definitely the major growth driver of the Taiwanese external sectors and also export. So this does not bode well for the ongoing investment boom because firms will start to delay the investment plan. So what it means is that it's quite likely to see that Taiwan economy will actually decelerate from 3.2% last year to around 2.6% this year. It's not a recessionary scenario, but this also means that there will be a divergence between export versus the domestic demand.
That was James Chater speaking with Gary In from Natixis Research in Hong Kong. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has said an increase in Chinese military activity near the Taiwan Strait does not mean an invasion of Taiwan is imminent.
We've seen increased activity, aerial activity in the Straits. We've seen increased surface vessel activity around Taiwan. And again, we believe that they endeavor to establish a new normal, but whether or not that means that an invasion is imminent, I seriously doubt that.
Austin was speaking at a joint defense summit with Japanese officials on Wednesday. U.S. President Joe Biden is set to meet with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida on Friday to discuss regional security. Austin's comments come just days after the U.S. said it plans to deploy a rapid response force equipped with missiles to the Japanese islands of Okinawa. A former high-ranking U.S. official is urging Washington and Taipei to show China that it will lose if it were to start a war over Taiwan. Matt Pottinger, who was Deputy National Security Advisor in the Trump administration, is currently visiting Taipei. He spoke at the National Zhengzhi University on Thursday. Pottinger highlighted what he considers the main danger facing Taiwan if Chinese leader Xi Jinping becomes too overconfident about China's chances of winning a war fought over the island nation.
The common goal that we must have is to pierce that sense of optimism in Beijing that a war can be easy, that it can achieve the goals Beijing wants to achieve, and that it would be short. I think that that would be a grave misjudgment by Beijing. But it will not work to deter him unless we make very, very clear over and over again why he should think that that is a misjudgment and no longer be so optimistic.
A new eco-park has opened in southwestern Taiwan. The garden allows visitors to learn more about Taiwan's ecology. Sally Jensen reports.
This is Alishan chrysanthemum, a flower popular among Taiwan's tea drinkers. Its aroma is sweet, quite different from what scented the air here before. This site in the plains of southwestern Taiwan used to be a waste incineration plant, but it's been transformed into an educational eco-park.
今天特别发表，把阿里山的邮局整个互译到我们这个园区里面来。
A local university decided to renovate the disused incineration plant. It's now an academic industrial project aimed at restoring biodiversity. It's also a public leisure zone showcasing the budding flora. Besides chrysanthemum tea, organic cosmetics and soaps are being sold here.
透过地方创生的手段，能够让我们的乡亲可以因为这样的一个互益成功而得到利益。
Native to Taiwan, the flower normally grows at Alishan Mountains' higher altitudes. But where industry once laid soil to waste in the city suburbs is now a sea of gold, where residents can enjoy a cup of Alishan chrysanthemum brew while surrounded by a testament to transformation and renewal. Howard Chang and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images from the National Voodoo Festival in Benin, a country in West Africa. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care and see you next time.